What if you could save 30 or more minutes today without hiring anyone, without learning some new complicated software system or CRM, and without changing how you run your business?
That's right. Today we are going to be talking about AI, not in theory, but we're going to be showing you 5 live prompts you can use this week to get back time immediately.
And if you've ever said, I don't know what to post, or I hate doing all that follow-up, or I don't have time for this.
Yeah, stay with us because this episode might be the most practical we've done in a long time. So let's get to it.
Welcome to Wandering But Not Lost, your online source for finding balance so that you can align, connect, and prosper. And now your hosts, Jen O'Brien and Matt Emerson.
Welcome back, everyone, to the WBNL Podcast, your place for practical strategies, mindset, and tools to help you build a business that actually works for your life.
That's right. This is episode 401. You can find all those show notes, as always, over at WBNLpodcast.com. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different and very hands-on. We're doing live demos of 4 ways that you can save time this week, plus a little bonus, how you can actually get started with this whole process. And if you're listening to this on one of your favorite podcast channels, we're going to try to be as descriptive as possible, so you can, don't get lost and you don't miss anything. But you can always head on over to our YouTube channel, WBNL Coaching, and watch the live demo over there.
Yes. Oh, if you're listening. And of course, they're going to be able to get these prompts, right, Matt?
Absolutely.
In our show notes and is it in the description of the YouTube as well?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is not today about becoming an AI expert. It's about jumping in and starting to use AI like a virtual assistant so that you have less friction, you improve your communication. The key thing here is to free up more time, more admin time, so you can go do things that are more important, that are revenue producing. And why we were kind of excited about this, I've been doing more training, for real estate agents, for CE and post-licensing, pre-licensing. And I always ask people who's using their AI, and I find a lot of people are still a little reluctant. So if that's you listening today, this is the perfect episode to dive in with these simple prompts that we're going to help you. Okay?
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to demo real prompts, like Jan just said. We're going to do it live, though, which will be fun because, you don't ever really know what's going to come back, right? So, Jan and I have been working with our AIs for a long time, but at the same time, we'll see how it comes back, and we'll describe, how it might be a little bit different than what you're actually going to see when you go do it. So you can use these immediately for content, follow-up listings, and how to create your own monthly newsletter.
So before we jump into the first practical prompt for your business, we want to do a little setup, and we think that, and this is for all of you who have not already started to train your AI, right. Whatever, and we're just going to use AI. Sometimes I say chat. It doesn't have to be Chat GPT. There's so many. It could be Gemini. It could be Claude. It could be whatever you're choosing to use. There's a lot of flavors of AI out there. The key is you must train your assistant, your virtual AI assistant, to understand who you are. So first, we're going to give you a prompt that we think could help you with that, and then you start having more conversations based off of this first prompt for your real estate business. Okay, so let's go show you what that looks like. Yeah. All right, so I am in my Chat GPT. I just copied and pasted the prompt. Let me just read what it says, okay? You are my virtual assistant for my real estate business. I'm a real estate agent working in Jacksonville, Florida, and I spelled that wrong. Let me fix that. I primarily work with both buyers and sellers. My brand voice is professional, friendly, and clear. Now, here's where you can change however you want it, but we've given you this. Not salesy or hype-driven. My goal is to save time, communicate clearly, and provide value to clients and prospects. When responding, keep things practical, concise, use plain language, avoid buzzwords and hype, write as if I'm speaking directly to real people, confirm when you're ready. Okay? And so I set it up. And now I'm in the ready space. This is like you've never talked to your chat before. So now I'm in here, and now I can start using some of the prompts that we're going to show you. All right. So again, that demo was for those of you out there who haven't actually already told your AI, this is who I am, this is where I work, this is what I do. We gave you a prompt that you can take and make better And then when you do that, now you're going to be able to start working with it for so many different parts of your business. And we're going to demonstrate some of those now.
Yeah, and let's jump into those demos, right? So we're going to do 4 demos for you that you can use to help kind of just grow your business. These things are often where agents get stuck, right? Because they're not difficult things, but at the same time, you're kind of like anything. You're staring at that blank piece of paper, and you're like, okay, now where do I go from here? So what probably is the number one thing that agents tell us is, I know I should post. I just don't know what I should say when I'm actually doing that. So for today's demos, I want to just say this out loud. I'm going to be using the same AI assistant that I use every day in my business, right? Right. And Jan's going to do the same thing too. Or no, actually, yours is going to use the prompt that you just put in, correct?
Yes, I set up, because my AI already knows I work in Las Vegas, but I wanted to actually have some fun because I have a Florida license and I have plans to kind of go do some work in Jacksonville at one point. And I already prompted my AI, because I work with it so much, to say we're doing this. So I wanted it to be pure. So I'm excited to see, because I have not talked to her about this before. I'm excited to see what happens for me, in a different market.
Because here's the thing that's hysterical. So Jan and I work with our AIs every day, really, pretty much, right? So the direction I decided to choose to go on this is not to go down this different route, not to pretend like I am doing anything else, not to do anything that's saying, don't, forget who I am. We're going to do something.
Please don't forget who I am.
Right. And the reason why I said that is because I want you to be able to also see how when you have a really good collaboration with your AI, what it can actually sound like, right?
Oh, so that's great, Matt, because I think
we'll see if there's a difference, right? We'll see what's going on.
Remember, we haven't practiced these prompts, okay? We're doing this live with you right now on this podcast, okay?
Exactly.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Right. So let's jump into that first demo. All right, I've already preloaded the prompt here into my chat, so let me read it to you. Create 10 social media content ideas for real estate agents in San Diego. Mix the ideas across educational, buyer and seller tips, local market insights, personal credibility and trust building, long or short form video ideas for Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. For each idea, include a short topic title, one suggested hook, for a short video. Keep it practical and easy to execute. Keep each idea simple enough to execute in under 10 minutes. Okay, so the first part's the setup of what you're really looking for. The last few things in there are really key to the process. And if you're not really used to using chat, these are the kind of things that are going to be the things that really guide the kind of response you're going to be getting back from your assistant, right? A short topic title, suggested hook, keep it practical and easy to execute. That is huge because, chat is going to give you, it's infinite knowledge that it has, right? So it can give you a whole ton. Keeping the ideas simple enough to execute in under 10 minutes is also really great. So it's giving you some pretty tight parameters there, which I'm looking forward to seeing what we do.
I can't wait to see what you get. Thinking.
Okay, love this. Brief, simple, scroll stopping, and very San Diego. Here are 10 easy, under 10-minute content ideas mixed across education, local insights, trust building, and short form video formats. Number one, the number one mistake San Diego's buyers make. And the hook on this is almost every San Diego buyer I talk to makes this mistake, and it costs them thousands. That's a great hook. Wouldn't you agree, Jan O'Brien?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, I'm not going to read all these to you, but it gave me 10 ideas right here. So then there's always a little add-on every time you're using chat, right? Here's a quick execution tip to keep these under 10 minutes. Film on your phone, vertical or natural light. Talk directly into your camera. No scripts needed. End with a soft CTA-like follow for San Diego real estate tips, or message me if you want specifics. So here's the ask. If you want, I can turn these into fully scripted reels, batch them into 2-week posting plan, rewrite them to match your exact voice, calm, bold, humorous, etc. Just say the word. So it gave you great ideas up there. Now, here's the thing. Let's say you didn't like a couple of the ideas that were in here. That's fine, right? That's the collaboration part of AI. And this is what you need to embrace right here from the very start when we're talking about this, is you're not going to go in to have them just do all this stuff. It's not taking you out of the mix. It's letting you see what's offered up. This already has turned your blank piece of paper into a lot of information, right? You go through and you think, you know what, I don't really like number 5. Let's change it to whatever you want it to be. And then you go and type that back in, and then he'll run the scripts, run the whole process, and then we'll continue to give you those prompts at the end. Now, would you like me to suggest thumbnails? And it'll just go on and on and on.
And SEO, and it'll just be, can we demonstrate either the first bullet, please turn these into fully scripted reels, or just do the script on one, or whatever you would do? That's what I do a lot.
I usually do the whole thing. So let's just do that. Let's
I usually copy it and I'll say, that's what I do, Matt. I'll take that, but I always put a please in there. Please turn these into,
and you know,
hey, Alfred.
I was going to say, you know, my AI's name is Alfred. So I always put that in. And then, like Jan said, I always put in a please.
All right. I love it. So now watch the magic happen. A script. Oh my gosh. So it's basically, and it's a short, you know, perfect for shorts, like, you know, keeping it under 30 seconds. And if you want it to be longer, you want it to be a minute long, you can go back and say, let's turn these into 1 to 2 minute and add more content. This is where you, like Matt was saying, you collaborate back and forth. So when it gets to the bottom, I think, Matt, you're probably going to see you know, what's the next thing. Just to continue on this content for a second, after working with my AI and learning how to do this, I ended up coming up with the practicing and playing and getting it back and forth, because I collaborated back and forth to get to a place of, this is how I like it. And then I created a formula with her that said, I like it to look like this. You got the script the way I want it to be now. So every time I come in with, I do video, new home tours, and I write a basic script, and then she already knows that she's going to give me a polished script, the SEO package, a better hook, you know, and the hashtags, because that's what I want. But it took a little process to get to it. After that little bit of time, now literally in less than 30 seconds, I can have everything that I need, and then I just have to go record it.
Yeah, let's just see if Alfred will do that too. So I just typed in here, Alfred, go ahead and give me all the goodies with these as well, all in a copy and paste format.
He knows what goodies is. Matt has trained his AI to say the goodies are all the SEO.
Right.
Like he's got it right here. He's trained it. Video, title, hook, full script, caption, hashtag, CT. Brilliant. And that's what you can get to, but you have to work with it. So we're trying to show you that you start with the basics. We don't want to overwhelm you. We want you to know that this is us working with it to finally get it to, and frankly, let's just back up. If you don't understand SEO and what's important, ask your AI, what should this look like? What should I include? What needs to be in here for my videos to show up, or my Instagram, you know, photo things to show up? Ask your AI to teach you how to do this better. Can't tell you how many times it's helped me understand exactly what I need to do. And it's been part of the process. See how powerful that is? So it's so cool. You see that, guys? Now, here's the deal. You can actually go work with some of these new AI things that are out there to turn yourself into an AI virtual person and then do the recording. I don't recommend that. There's all kinds of content out there where you can make an avatar of yourself. You could feed that script in. It could record it and give it to you, but I think that's fake. I honestly recommend at this point, people want to see a human being. So use your AI to help you with this part. Then add any, you know, like sometimes I'll change some of the language to fit me a little more, but by now it knows. Like the difference between Matt and I, if Matt puts a script in his and I put the same script in mine, the language will be slightly different because our separate AIs have learned our language because of us talking to it. And the point I'm making is you have to now go do the work. And the work is to get it on the camera and record it and upload it. Now you record it. You could hire somebody, a virtual assistant, to do the uploading for you and the editing, or you could learn to do that. Okay, so I guess that's good for covering all that, right?
Yeah, and I think here's the key to what is so amazing about this and how it can save you so much time. Now, the next level options that was presented here at the end is create thumbnail text overlays. That's you need that on most social media
Or like
platforms.
YouTube and stuff, right?
Tighten the hooks for even more edge. Build a 30-day posting calendar. I love this last one. Customize these for luxury, first-time buyers, or downsizers. So those 10 shorts could actually turn into 40 different shorts that you could film on this same topic. So,
well, even the whole 30-day posting calendar, if you want a structured, here's what to do, it will go in and literally rotate them, tell you how to do it. So if you don't have to think about anything, you just need to go record them.
That's right.
And then edit them or have somebody do that for you.
I know.
All right, that was good to cover that, Matt, because that's what everybody wants. But let's go to the next one we're going to show you, which is about follow-up. A lot of here's what I want to say about follow-up. So the reality is, we've talked about this on a couple podcasts. You need to get better, in my opinion, with follow-up to people and leads without having it sound like it's generic coming from your CRM, or it's an auto responder. People know that that's just checking in with you. Okay. So what I'm going to demonstrate now is a client communication. So let me set it up and then we'll talk through it. All right. So we're back now. And here's my prompt: write a short, friendly follow-up message to a buyer lead who toured a home with me, but hasn't responded. Keep the tone professional, warm, low pressure, not salesy, a gentle check-in, an open-ended question, not a pushy call to action. So let's see what we get. Now, I got to tell you, I probably would change, and I asked it to a gentle check-in. And I think just checking in is a little bit on the borderline, and that's my fault because I asked it to do a gentle check-in. So let's try something on the spot here. Hey, just checking in after our tour to see what thoughts came up for you. No rush at all. Curious what stood out or if anything shifted since we last talked. Now, a couple things that are giveaways for AI is the M dash. So I always change those, and I haven't worked with my AI to say don't use M dashes and don't do this. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is say, please rewrite this. And this is the whole thing. This is where you can come in and keep working back and forth. I'll just demo one version of, please rewrite this without using, and I sometimes give it context, which is common for autoresponders. You see, I'm giving it context and let's see what it does.
Yeah, because he'll remember that, or she'll remember that.
I wanted to follow up after our tour and see what thoughts or impressions you had. No pressure, all happy to hear what stood out. All right, so the whole point is, and it's asking for feedback. Is this good? Is this conversation helpful? Because as it thumbs up and so forth, if you do that, it'll learn. It'll learn from you. So you could further do things with this, like, here, I'll do one more. Rewrite, here, I have another. Let me give you both of these optional little prompts. We've got this as a thing for you to give you an idea. And then I'm going to say, here, I'm going to go both. It can handle more than one thing at a time. So rewrite the same message to sound slightly more casual, like a text message, then rewrite it as a voicemail script. Let's see what it does there. Hi, name. Hope you've been doing well. I wanted to see what you thought of after the tour and if anything stood out. No rush at all. I actually like that a lot better. Voicemail, hi, Matt, this is Jan. I wanted to follow up after we toured the home and see what thoughts or impressions you had. No pressure, just want to touch base and hear what stood out. Feel free to reach out when it's convenient. Okay, so you can keep working with this and get it to the level that you want, but you get the idea. If you're trying to, and then you can just cut and paste and work, go back and forth, cut and paste and put it into your text or to your email and so forth. Okay, so that is a great follow-up.
Yeah, it's just so much. It's just, we're showing you 4 things today. You might not use all these in the same day, obviously, but the time that it saves is absolutely incredible. Now, what can you do with that time? Well, you could prospect more. What do you know about that? You could add that to your prospecting, right? Or you could go take a walk. Or it just gives you can have more family time. There's just a lot of things you can do to it gives you space back in your life. What will often happen, I know this happens to Jan, and it certainly happens to me too, you get so pumped up that all of a sudden you feel more productive than you have ever been in a million years, that you just keep going and going and going and building and doing all this stuff. And I'm telling you, it can take you down a lot of rabbit holes too. So yeah, you got to learn how to manage your time with your AI and your creativity.
And the reality, Matt, is insert anything into this follow-up. Here's my specific situation. Help me respond to this. Or here's an email that I received. Help me respond to it. And
I'll tell you that. Speaking of that, one good way to do that, if you are on social media a lot and you get to a point where you're getting a lot of comments and stuff, and sometimes you get those kind of off-color comments or the comments that you don't really know exactly how to comment on. However, you do want to still comment because you're not retreating from people. I mean, you don't want to just, if it's just a total someone out there just, giving you the razz, then, whatever. But, it can help you. This is a comment I got. Help me create a response that's going to be XYZ, however you want your tone to be when you do it. So it's another great way, because that's always been kind of tough for me. It's like I don't want to be I don't want to offend, but I also don't want to just let that comment go by.
And you don't want to respond in anger. If the person's in anger, they're cutting. Right. You don't want to go to their level. So I would put it in their whole thing of like, hey, it's the classic, person online who likes to be the troller. Right. Let's have some fun with this and be, welcoming. Thanks for the comment without being too condescending ourselves. Whatever. You just tell it what you want. It's going to help you with it. It's brilliant. All right. Yeah. So those are some follow-up ideas. Yep. So those are the two the first demos here. This would be a good time to talk about. We do have a download for you actually that you can take a look at. It's our AI powered real estate success toolkit. I don't know how many prompts are in that thing, but there are a bunch of prompts in there, including give me 100 ideas that I can start using to, promote online. So, and including the 100 ideas are in there too. But a lot of different prompts that were going to help you in your real estate business. And do you remember anything else that's in there that really stands out? No, it's a lot of the things we're covering today, and then so much more on creating a 30-day calendar, and then it gets into a couple things we're about to talk about. And then just endless things that you do in your everyday business, from creating a newsletter to whatever else you want to do. And it's broken into categories. So there's a lot in that prompt.
There's a ton in there. So if you're interested in that, go over to WBNLcoaching.com, go up to our main menu. There's a downloads button right there. It's actually front and center on the downloads when you go into downloads. All right, so let's get on to demo number 3. And this is talking about a listing description. Now, how many of you have taken that listing, right? You're all excited about that. Now you have your checklist is starting of all the things you're going to need to do now. One of the first things you need to do is get that in MLS. You need to get a listing description formulated for a lot of different reasons, not just for the MLS, but that is one thing. Okay, we are back. Here is the prompt that obviously you're going to take it and you're going to make it your own. You're going to be more descriptive about the property. I just did this really, really basic so we can get an idea and kind of get it running, right? So here's the prompt. Write a compelling listing description using the details below. Property details: 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,700 square feet. Key features are modern kitchen, spacious entertainer's yard, great views, located in Balboa Park area of San Diego. And here's the tone I'd like you to use: clear, professional, inviting, no hype language. And then after you give that to me, rewrite it as a short Instagram caption, or rewrite it as a brief email blurb announcing the listing. So it's asking for a few things here. It's asking for a description, something for Insta, and then as an email that you can send out as well that describes the listing. Avoid exaggeration or subjective claims. Stick to observable features and benefits. Now, this will probably be pretty light because I didn't put a lot of information in there, but obviously you're going to try to beef it up as much as possible so it has a full understanding of what the house looks like and gives you the feels, right? So
I love this prompt because you can literally just give it the things that are key and let it describe it beautifully for you.
Right. So absolutely. Here's a clean professional set that stays grounded in real features and benefits. So the listing description, I won't read all of these, but the listing description is located in the Balboa Park area of San Diego. This 4-bedroom, 2-bath home offers approximately 2,700 square feet of well-planned living space. A modern kitchen is designed for everyday functionality with updated finish and a layout that connects easily to the main living areas. The home opens to a spacious backyard suited for entertaining, relaxing, or enjoying outdoor meals. themselves. Elevated positioning provides open views, adding a sense of space and light throughout this property. With a flexible floor plan and a location close to parks, dining, and cultural activities, this home balances comfort, usability, and access to one of San Diego's most established neighborhoods. So, which is actually very good.
And then honestly, the thing is, you would have gotten more specific if you put in the uniqueness of the house, like what kind of finishes in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Just list the facts. And then one more thing, Matt, everybody's MLS is slightly different, meaning you generally know how many character spaces that you have. So if you know what that is, train, and everything's different because Florida has more than Vegas, for example. And tell it, limit it to this many characters or words or whatever your limitations are, and then you'll be able to cut and paste. Because if you don't do that, you'll have to keep fixing it so it will fit into your MLS listing description, which then, of course, gets pushed out to all the platforms like Zillow and Redfin and so forth.
Right. And on that note, which is hysterical because that's a really good point that Jen mentioned at the very last, and what can we do next? Alfred says, shall I adjust this for MLS? MLS
Come on. Are you kidding me right now? And it's different. So you have to know what that is. And when you go into your MLS, it'll say it's limited to 1,000 characters or something.
The other ones in here are create a slightly more architectural or lifestyle focused version or localize it further for specifics in Balboa Park and 70. So once again, this actually, that you can go a million different directions with this, but can you just see just how quickly,
Brilliant.
That came in, and here's the thing, the same information gave us 3 very separate different formats here, which I think is pretty cool
and
too.
Go ahead. Is there something else? I just wanted to say the way you set that up is really perfect for this next one I'm gonna cover, which is about newsletter. So you see where he has got the email blurb, which could also be a newsletter blurb, or because one of the things that I'm going to help you with is how to set up a newsletter next. But this setup of a new listing, like including a new listing in your newsletter, is a perfect thing. But by already having it handle what Matt just did, write the listing description, but give me all this other stuff because I'm going to put my listing on Instagram, I'm going to put it on all the channels, and I'm going to spotlight it in my newsletter. You just got all that work done. And I'm going to show you what the next part is. Okay, so I'm super excited to share this last prompt with you, and I just want to give you a little backstory. Now we're giving you, Matt and I work together to give you a prompt that, in case you don't do a newsletter, how do you train your AI to set up that you're going to do it? And so let me walk you through this because I think this is going to be so exciting for you, because nobody likes to do a newsletter. Matt knows I still don't like to do a newsletter. However, when I buckle down and do it, it used to take me hours. Now it just literally, because I choose to do a video, that still takes me about an hour all told. But before, it used to take me several hours to research what I'm going to put in it, all that. All right, so we just talked about how Matt has prepped you through your listing to be able to now go to what I think is one of the most powerful things you can do to stay in touch with the people that you know, your leads, your database, and all. And it's a hyper-local newsletter. Now, just why I'm excited about this is I have talked about newsletters for years, but over the last couple of years, we are getting a 60 to 65% open rate with this newsletter format. And
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And I'm using MailChimp. I'm not using a CRM, but I've been consistent in having local content. So what we're going to start with right here is how to teach your AI that you want to do a newsletter. And then I'm going to show you a couple things it's basically what I do, and you can decide what it is you're going to do. All right. So while this is starting I'm going to have it go, and then I'll just talk to you about what it's saying. Okay. So the reality is I set up a thing in here that says, you're a real estate marketing assistant. Help me create a monthly newsletter that keeps me top of mind. First, ask me any clarifying questions like what's the area and all that. And then it's going to ask me some questions. And then I prompted it to say, remember, you have this to cut and paste. I want 3 to 5 content section ideas. I want placeholders so I can put local market updates, educational real estate tips, local events, which was very key to mine, and community highlights, a short personal note, a soft call to action, etc. Okay. So now what I'm getting is the answers. Okay. So perfect. Before I build this out, I need a little context. So can you briefly answer these things in bullet points? My primary market area. All right. So let me, so look at all the things it's asking me to do. What's my area? What's my mix of people? Is it past clients? It's all this, and I can check multiple. What's my brand tone? How often do I want to do it? What's your comfort level of sharing personal notes? Do you want, look at how specific this is.
Awesome.
Do you want this to support a specific goal right now? Any topic you want to avoid? Oh yeah. Interest rates, politics. No, we don't want to avoid interest rates. We're going to talk about that. Okay, so from those questions, you one thing, you could have said do it one at a time and then answer it, or come back, and that's what I've just done, answer the question. So it's Jacksonville. I've told it what my audience is, which is basically all my leads, my database, past clients. It's everybody that I want to stay in touch with is in this audience. So let your chat know that. I want to do it monthly. I am comfortable sharing personal notes, personal but still professional. And I want to drive this to stay top of mind, get more engagement, and drive traffic to my other sites, like my YouTube site and other social media sites, so I can get some more engagement. And then I gave it the content sections that I kind of wanted, which is local market update for the previous month, educational real estate article, local events, happenings, businesses, promoting listings when I have them, like what Matt just showed us, spotlighting a neighborhood or area in Jackson, avoid politics, and heavy content. So I've just given it the feedback. So this is pretty much what I did in the beginning. And then over time, I continue to tweak it and say, I like this, I don't like that. And we got it down to where it is. So now it's responding and going great. Opening personal note. It's giving me, so what I love about chat is it goes, here's your framework. Do you like it? It's giving me areas, okay? Content ideas already. What to include. I mean, look at the detail of this, right? And then all of this, what buyers maybe, and this is what happened when I first did this. I got all these ideas for the articles based on just asking, can you give me a bunch of real estate related ideas or things that are specific to Vegas? Look at this neighborhood spotlight, who this area is for, a closer look at one Jacksonville community. Now I would have to go in and put see neighborhood spotlight. All right. So now all that comes in and then see all the way down, right? And then it's like why this all works. What do you want to do? Here, I'm going to ask it right now. Please provide a structured prompt. And, I don't ever do this right. Prompt for using in the monthly newsletter so you can assist with gathering local happenings, events. Here, I'll fix it in a second. It could be whatever you want. Is it local happenings, fairs, concerts? And Jacksonville's got a lot of sporting. Okay, so if I don't know how to prompt, I ask it. So let's see what it does. All right, here's a clean, reusable prompt.
That's good.
Use my local research. You're my local research assistant. I'm a real estate agent. I'm doing this. All right, so watch. All right, so now it just gave me the prompt, right? So after you guidelines, okay, look at how beautiful that is. Okay, so let's go do it. And this is probably, I think, one of the reasons I get. Let's see. I'm going to use the prompt and see if it'll give it to me. I should have told it for the month. I wasn't specific enough, so let's see what happens. But I usually say for the month of February. Okay.
Well, this next 30 to 45 days. There you go.
All right. Now I wasn't specific. So, but look at this. Okay. And it's even giving me links to where it got the information or where you can go. And you can further I've done it. So it gives it to me by cat. It's giving it to me. Look at all the fun stuff in Jacksonville.
It's really cool.
So anyway, you get the idea here, the newsletter part. And then once you start figuring out how it's going to give you the content, then you can say, give it to me in this format. I would like a blurb, keep it to this many things, and give me a hyperlink that I can put in the newsletter where people can go learn more about that event. That's the detail that you can do. And this is just one section of the newsletter. So yes, the prep of setting this up takes a minute, so you can get it the way you want. But then, I'm doing my newsletter. I'm about to do my newsletter on the 8th when the new market stats come out. Matt's laughing at me.
I am laughing.
And the reality is I have my prompts ready, and I created a whole area in my chat GPT that says Las Vegas newsletter for Las Vegas. and then it has all the things in it, and I can go, it's time to do the event section, Echo, and it gives it to me. I don't have to prompt it each time. We're showing you the prompts to teach today your AI how to do, for example, a newsletter. Then it becomes, I need this, I need this, I need an article, I need the local update. Here's the stats I got from my association. Help me create a script to do it. And then it's give me the events, and boom, I'm done. There it is.
Keep scrolling down. What is it showing here?
Hold on. If you want, I can, let me go back over here. If you want, I can turn these into newsletter ready copy blocks. Yeah. So actually I would say yes. Yeah. So this is exactly what Matt and I do. Right. And I'm like, if I say like, oh, that's interesting, I can go, yes, please. Let's see what we get. Please turn these into newsletter ready copy blocks. Okay. Jacksonville always has something going on. See, exactly. This is perfect. Okay. Then it can be, what's missing. Let me see if it will do it for me.
See, Jan's doing what I do a lot of times. She's already typing, but she hasn't even read everything that's said.
Well, I know, because I already know it's going to give me this whole list. But I see what's missing. I need the hyperlink. Can you add a hyperlink to the event? Let's just see if it can do it. It may take it a second more because it's going to go and do it. Thanks for catching that. Well, it was the same thing, right? All right, look at that. Awesome. Now that's copy and paste for your newsletter, people. All right, great. So there you go. It was a little bit longer, but you get the process. And this is what I'm so glad we did this, Matt, because it's showing that in the beginning, this process that we just showed you in all of these prompts for the most part is what you have to do if you haven't ever worked with your AI before. But once you do it, it understands what you want, and you can give it a simple prompt and you get what you want. And you just say, we're doing the newsletter for March. Help me with this part and then this part. Or then what it will do is if you queue it, like Matt had his list of things that it trained it to do for the content, it'll basically go, I'll say, hey, Echo, remember, these are the things I want to do each month after I've already worked through all this. So I'll come back in and it will go, great. Here's that. Do you want to move on to the local business section? Do you want to work on the market update? If you train it, it will make it so easy for you. But I hope that helped everybody today.
That's the whole thing. It's all about the collaboration, right? So if you've noticed that there was a theme today, it's really just this. AI isn't really about replacing your judgment, your relationships, or your experience.
It's really just about removing all these things that you've been saying to yourself about why you don't do a newsletter, for example, or why you don't reply to all your, leads because you don't know what to say or whatever. If you just dive in all the way and start learning how to work with this amazing virtual assistant, everything is going to work so much better. You'll have more time to do the things that are going to get you more business while your trusty collaborative assistant is helping you stay top of mind.
Yeah. The prompts we used today were simple on purpose, just to kind of give you the idea of what's going on there. And you saw where they took us, which was really, really cool. And that's why it was so really fun. We were looking forward to doing this live because you never know exactly what you're gonna get that. But it's great for agents. It'll get you organized, right, and it'll get you ready to go. So, and that is why we many months ago actually built our AI real estate toolkit download. And let me just show you where. Let's just go live. Click on the download button. It'll take you where you can actually put your information in to get the download. Jan has recorded a video that goes a little deeper into what's included in the download itself. I'm telling you, once again, once you get to working with your AI, and it starts learning you and knowing what you're looking for and all that. That's the real key. But getting to that point, you need to have a place to start. And I think that can be some of the one of the biggest reasons why people don't get into it a little bit more. They're a little bit afraid of what it can do, taking out all the crazy stuff that people think AI can do. But I mean, just even how to get started with it. So this AI toolkit can really help you, get started, so you can get your toe touched into the water there. And also a plethora of other downloads over there on WBNL Coaching. So go check that out. Once again, go to the website, top menu, the download button, and it will get you where you want to go.
All right. So to wrap up this longer episode, but hopefully educational episode, if you have been, maybe you started listening on the podcast and realize I better go over to YouTube and watch this because that's where you get the most from it. it's not about generating more things for you to do. That's what hopefully, I know that some of you may be feeling, well, once again, it's too much to do. It's not. Trust me on this. If you were to hire a real assistant and pay them, you would have to teach them. I want you to think about that. If you hired a real human being, a virtual assistant somewhere else, you would need to spend hours teaching them what you want to do. It won't take lots of hours. It's going to take 1/10 of the amount of time to teach a human than it would your AI, first of all. And so that now when you have that done, your time is cut in at least 30% in admin tasks that will free you up to do more. So less decisions, better support at the speed of light practically, so you can get in more selling situations and generate more income. That's the bottom line about what we want to accomplish with you today, to get you going with it. More to follow. We're going to do more of this kind of content. Let us know if you'd like more of this content, if it's helpful, and we will maybe do it as long YouTube format and so forth, not always on the podcast, but we want to introduce this idea today. Right, man?
Yeah, we also, keep your eyes peeled. We've been playing around with doing a whole series of shorts on YouTube that will help.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do that for sure. One a day, one simple prompt to get you going today.
That's right. So you can find all of the prompts, all of the links, all the stuff we talked about today over in the show notes over at WBNLpodcast.com. This was episode 401. As always, we want to thank you for spending part of your day with us. We really appreciate it. And we just had a fun time doing it. We've been looking forward to this episode.
Yep, it was live too. Live on the spot. We didn't know what the responses were going to be, but it was awesome. So we'll see you in the next episode, everyone.